Morning, Fatima.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm fine. What about you?
I'm fine, thank you. Did you submit the writing yesterday?
Yes, did you receive it?
I'm gonna check now. I haven't checked yet.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so today we're going to talk about natural disasters. Okay, we're going to take a new lesson.
Yes, I have watched the video.
Great, great, good for you. I'm gonna wait for a couple of minutes for the others to join.
Okay.
Do you have any questions?
No, thank you.
Great, you're welcome. Good morning, Haya.
Good morning, Miss Safi.
How are you?
I'm fine.
Okay, the others have started to join. We're just going to answer a couple of questions on Mentimeter. Good morning, Hassan. Okay, I sent the link for the first question. Okay, I'm resending the link to those who just joined. Which natural disasters are directly affected by global warming? Okay, I already have an answer. Okay, good. Okay, good answers. Okay, what kind of fires? Okay, the answers are good, but what kind of fires are directly affected by global warming? Where?
Wildfires
Yes.
and bushes, for example, or forests.
Yes, Adam
Yes.
and Fatima, forest fires, wildfires, okay, which will be the focus of our lesson today. Let me give the others a couple of minutes to answer, then I'll move to the second question. Is there a reason why some students do not join on time? You guys waste your own time, the time of others, the time of teacher, the students who care. Come on, guys. Okay, I'm resending the link. Please answer those questions as quickly as possible. We need to move on.
Good morning, Miss.
Good morning, how are you?
Good. Miss, the writing for tomorrow is graded.
The writing for today actually is graded, yes, and it's weight 2. Today at
Tomorrow, 8 p.m.
it's today at 8 p.m. Didn't
Yeah.
I?
Yes. But
Okay, you have till 8 p.m. You finish your Zoom sessions, you start studying and you do the writing. It shouldn't take you a lot of time.
yeah,
Okay.
I have a quiz too.
Do you have a quiz today?
Yes.
Okay, you can do it anytime in the afternoon.
Yes.
Quizzes are generally 1-hour quizzes. What quiz do you have today?
Social.
Ah, okay. That's easy. It's not difficult. اجتماع, that the Arabic one? اجتماع.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, it's not difficult at all. Okay, so the two natural disasters that are directly affected, we know it for a fact, by global warming are floods and wildfires and forest fires. Tsunamis, no, not, there is no direct link between them. Okay, now why do we have more floods? Can anyone explain this concept to me?
Yes, because of the water levels of the sea.
Okay, the water levels of the sea, what happens to
Or
them,
the
Fatima?
snow. The snow melts.
Okay, the snow is melting, the earth is heating, the snow and the ice sheets are melting, and the water levels rise. So we have more floods. Good. Storms, there is some relation, okay, but mostly floods and forest fires. Okay, great. Now let's move on to the, first of all, why are forest fires increasing because of global warming? Can anyone explain that? Give an explanation.
Because of the heat.
The heat, exactly.
The temperature.
The temperature, when the wood or the dried leaves, or maybe you leave a bottle of glass in the forest, when it heats, it will trigger a fire. Okay, now let's move on to the next question, which will take us directly to our lesson. Name a country or region, it could be a country, it could be a state, a city, which has been severely hit by wildfires recently. Okay, think of the news. What have you seen in the news, on social media? Country or region that has been severely hit by wildfires. Yes, definitely. Australia, it's the big deal, yes. Other
Yes.
countries, other places. Mostly 2019, 2020, Lebanon, we were having our fair share of wildfires every year. Okay, where else have you heard? Some celebrity homes were burned. Where? They had to be evacuated. Which region in the world?
Los Angeles.
Los Angeles, yes. Okay, you can write that. Okay, where else? California, Los Angeles is in California. A lot of wildfires took place there. Australia, Lebanon, and in Europe. Have you heard of countries where wildfires took place?
No.
Okay. Okay, have you heard that even, Siberia? The region of Siberia?
Yes.
Okay, where is that?
There is Miss a snow desert, not ice desert. I don't know.
Siberia is in Russia.
Yes, I know.
Okay, it's like a frozen land, Ahmad.
Yeah.
However,
It's called a desert, Miss. Yes, no, frozen desert.
okay, however, what happened to them last year? They experienced wildfires. Okay. So it's weird. Many Arctic regions experienced wildfires. Also, just as Texas experienced a deep freeze, Siberia experienced wildfires. So the weather is becoming very weird. Okay, Spain, Portugal, also. Our lesson, however, today is focused on Australia, which was the most hit by wildfires, and we see why. Okay, the lesson is called, what is the lesson called, Jad? Jad, what's the title of our lesson?
Natural disasters.
The title of the lesson, that's the theme, yes. What's the title of the lesson? Would you please read it?
Australian wildfires declared among the worst wildlife disasters in modern history.
Yes, okay. So by the way, this is a real picture, very, very famous picture of a wildfire. Other natural disasters, of course. What is this, Jad? What's the second picture? Volcano. How about this
I
one?
was going to say it.
Yeah. Okay, Jad, how about the third one?
Tornado.
A tornado, which is a very, very devastating natural disaster. Okay. Now let's distinguish a little between what we mean by natural phenomena and natural disasters. What are natural phenomena? Adam, would you please read?
Natural phenomena, a term used to describe an event that is not made or caused by humans, even though it may affect them. They are not artificial.
Okay, examples.
Examples, rainbow, weather changes, erosion, sunrise, tidal flows, blood moon, electromagnetic pulses, etc. Note,
Yes, continue, Adam.
Natural phenomena do not have to be disasters. For example, a rainbow or a green aurora are simply phenomena.
Okay, natural phenomena are just occurrences. Most of the time, they're beautiful occurrences in nature. They do not cause destruction or death. Now, as opposed to natural disasters, Samir, what are natural disasters?
Natural disasters, a natural occurrence that causes great damage and loss in life.
Okay, continue.
Examples, earthquakes, wildfires, floods, volcanoes, tsunamis, and etc. Note, natural disasters such as wildfires and floods are on the rise everywhere. And it has been increasingly proven that human activities are a major culprit. Pollution and overuse of fossil fuels alongside with careless behavior such as throwing garbage in bushes and arson have led to the devastation of vast forest lands, especially in Australia and Brazil.
Okay.
Yes, Ms.
Yes, Samir. Okay, arson is the when you intentionally light a fire. This is one of the major causes of wildfires. Okay. Continue, please.
Yes, Miss. This phenomena has led to the perish of millions of species of plants and animals, many of which are endangered.
Okay, what does perish mean? This phenomena of wildfires has led to the perish of millions of species.
Disappearance, extinction.
Yes, okay, death, disappearance, and extinction. Okay, again, one of the pictures that I loved most about this, but it is a sad picture, but this was what was happening to the kangaroos and all those really special species that live in the Australian wild forest. Okay, Now let's start reading. Fatima, would you please start with the blurb?
Yes, miss. Read the article below which discusses the devastating effect of escalating wildfires sweeping through Australia. Then work out the exercises that follow.
Okay,
Nearly 3
Fatima,
billion and
Fatima, what does the author mean by the escalating wildfires?
increasing.
Yes. Okay. Continue, please.
Nearly 3 billion animals were affected by Australia's worst wildfire season that burned from last July through March, scientists announced Tuesday, a figure almost 3 times higher than original estimates. The report, released Tuesday and commissioned by the Worldwide Fund for Nature Australia, said more than 46 million acres were scorched. An estimate in January said 1.25 billion animals were affected.
Okay, thank you, Fatima. Thank you. Celia, how does the author start the article?
Yes, miss.
Yes, Celia. Hello. How does the author start the article?
Nearly 3 billion animals were affected by Australia's worst wildfire.
Okay, so meaning what type of introduction is that? Adam, you raised your hand.
Miss, he starts it with an interesting fact.
Okay, interesting or shocking fact. What fact was shocking, Adam?
Nearly 3 billion animals were affected by Australia's worst wildfire.
Okay, so Celia, why would an author do that? Why would an author start with a shocking fact?
To make the readers interested to read more about the article.
Yes, good. What else?
To add facts to the article.
Okay, but that's not the purpose of an introduction. And to introduce the main idea. To introduce the main idea of his or her article. Okay?
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Celia. Kamel? Would you please read paragraph 2?
Miss?
Paragraph 2.
Yes. This ranks as one of the worst wildfire disasters in modern history. Dermot O'Gorman, the organization chief executive officer, said in a statement, "It's hard to think of another event anywhere in the world in living memory that has killed or displaced that many animals."
Okay, the number is in billions. It's really shocking. Okay, paragraph 3 also, please, Kamel.
10 researchers from Australian universities and wildfire groups involved in the report have been looking at both the impact of the fires and the possible ways to protect ecosystem in the future.
Okay, thank you. Muhammad Watfa? Paragraph 4.
Yes.
Would you please read paragraph 4?
The affected wildlife includes 143 million mammals, 2.46 billion reptiles, 180 million birds, and 51 million frogs.
Okay, Muhammad, what do these numbers tell you about the fires? What do you conclude from these numbers?
And it has affected
Okay, all of those huge numbers of animals were affected. What does that tell you about the wildfires? Kamil, what does that tell you about the wildfires that took place? Ahmed Audi?
Yes, Miss.
Okay. What do these numbers tell you about the wildfires? So many animals were affected. What does that mean? The wildfires.
Disaster.
Yes, the wildfires were of a disastrous magnitude. They were huge wildfires. It wasn't just simple.
Catastrophic.
Yes, it was a catastrophe.
Devastating.
Devastating, exactly. Okay, Jacob, would you please read paragraph 5?
Yes. It's almost impossible to comprehend how many individuals that actually means. Livy Van Eden, a researcher at the University of Sydney and a co-author of the report, told the NBC News. The jump in the estimated animals affected compared to the January report is due to wider geographic area being studied and new data on wildlife, she said.
Okay, what animal is displayed here in this picture? What animal is this?
Koala.
Koala. Does it exist anywhere other than Australia?
No.
No, it doesn't. Okay, a koala, just like a kangaroo, is a marsupial. They carry their young in pouches. And one of the most hit animals in this disaster is koala, which are already on the verge of extinction. Okay, thank you, Jacob. Heidi, paragraph 6.
Despite the increased scope of the research, Van Eden cautioned the estimate is still quite conservative. I don't know how to say that word.
Invertebrate
species such as spiders and butterflies were not included, and neither was a range of wildfire that lives in waterways like turtles.
Okay, so what the author is saying is, despite those millions and billions of numbers, they still haven't taken into consideration invertebrates. Who can tell me what invertebrates are? What kind of species? They do not have...
They're animals without a vertebral column.
Yes, they do not have a vertebral column. Okay, like spiders, butterflies, and the many types of wildlife in the waterways. Those have still not been taken into consideration. So the number is increasing. Okay, thank you. Ahmed Audi, would you please read paragraph 7?
Yes. The report does not put an exact figure on how many animals were killed because of the limited evidence left behind by the fires and the uncertainty of the volume that escaped and continued to thrive. The report said, in addition to the immediate threat of fires, other factors influencing the mortality of wildlife include smoke inhalation, heat stress and dehydration, and increased competition for resources and the new habits, the report said.
Okay, so there's this new habitat. Those animals did not die in the fire, Ahmed, not immediately in the fire. What are they dying of? Can you name 3 things they're dying of now? The fire is done, but why are they still dying?
They inhaled the smoke of the fire,
yes.
Dehydration, stress.
Okay, and stress. There's also limited sources of food. Okay, do you know what the government in Australia started doing because there's no food for those animals?
What?
Okay, they does anyone know?
No.
Okay, they used to throw food to them by helicopters so that they will survive. And this is really sad because the species found in Australia are not found anywhere else in the world. Okay, so we'll have a lot of loss of biodiversity. Okay.
It is between Australia and New Zealand.
Yes. But koalas, kangaroos, mostly Australia. Okay, Sharif, paragraph 11.
Okay, miss. It remains unclear what the impacts are on species outside the fire zone. Rainfall that washed away sediment and ash in the waterways could have implications for wildlife downstream and still needs to be studied. Van Eden said the magnitude of the devastation can't be compared to any other environmental event, she said. It's hard because this is a first to measure the effect on wildlife.
Okay, good. So what effect is he mainly talking about in this
paragraph 11 عشان قرأت paragraph 7 هلا.
Yes, this is paragraph 8, by the way. This is paragraph 8. It's not paragraph 11. Okay, so what issue is the author talking about? Thank you, Ahmad. What issue is the author talking about in this paragraph? What problem has resulted?
The author was talking about the effects of these wildfires that happened.
Okay, what specific issue is happening in paragraph?
Rainfall.
Okay, rainfall. What is it doing? What is it causing?
It washed away sediment and ash into waterways.
Okay, when this ash from the wildfires goes into the waterway, okay, what kind of environment does it become in those waterways? Doesn't it become toxic? You know, ash is toxic to animals.
Yeah.
It's killing the wildlife in those waterways, okay? So the magnitude of the devastation can't be compared to any other environmental event. What does magnitude mean?
It's how powerful the disaster is.
Yes, thank you. How powerful the disaster is. Okay, Ahmad Farhat, paragraph 9.
Okay, the report recommended better protection of unburned habitat and establishing rapid response teams to rescue threatened species and habitats when fires happen in the future. As extreme weather and fires become more frequent with climate change, Van Eden said the findings can help to better understand what this means to threatened species and ecosystems, and perhaps also inform management actions and how we plan for these sort of things happening in the future.
Okay, Ahmad, so in the future, according to Van Eden, what are the prospects for the future? What's going to be happening in the future?
They will be better prepared for such situations.
Okay, they need to be better prepared. Why?
So they don't lose any more animal species and
okay, why? Why should they be so much better prepared? Because according to Van Eden, what is she projecting? What is she predicting?
That more wildfires will occur.
Climate change?
Definitely. More wildfires will occur because of climate change. Okay, and they need to maintain those habitats. Who can tell me what a habitat is? And just give me a definition for a habitat.
The home of the
It is where
animal.
a person or a species live or is adapted to live in.
Yes, the natural home, both of you answered correctly, the natural home of a species of animals and plants. Can you give me examples of habitats, Celia? Can you give me examples of
Yes.
habitats around the world? What are the natural habitats around the world?
For animals or
Animals
humans
and
also?
plants. Kamel, can you give me examples of natural habitats for animals and plants? Kamel?
Forests,
Yes, forests. What else?
ocean,
Oceans, good. Okay, who else can give me more habitats?
Trees, caves.
Okay, caves,
Desert.
trees, oceans, seas, deserts, yes. Okay, all of those are natural habitats. Okay, now let's move on to some
And
questions.
forest.
Yes? Would you repeat your
No,
answer?
I said forest.
Yes, okay. Now, refer to the map below in order to answer the following questions orally. Now, list 5 major cities affected by wildfires in Australia. Okay, first of all, let's take a look at this. Where are the fires in this map? Where are the fires, Jacob?
On the East Coast.
Okay, where are they? How are they indicated in the map?
The East.
On the coasts of the continent.
Okay, good. The coasts, mostly, this is a good observation, but how are they indicated in the map? How did they put them on the map?
Orange dots.
Yes, orange dots.
Yes.
Okay, so someone give me at least 3 cities where there were major fires, affected by major fires. Adam?
Perth.
Sydney, Melbourne, and Perth.
Yes, Sydney, Melbourne, and Perth. You know what the most famous city in Australia is?
Sydney.
Sydney, yes. And look at the wildfires
It is the
around it.
capital.
Highly affected. Okay, Hassan, what date is displayed on the map? Hassan. Hassan Mahsin? He's not with us?
He's not here, man.
He left. Okay, let's see.
January
Samir.
16.
Samir, what date is displayed on the map?
16 January.
Okay, what does that tell you? What does that tell you about the different climate pattern in Australia? It's January 16.
It's inverted.
It's inverted, exactly. You know, we call Australia the land down under. It's a totally different place. Okay, how is that compared, Samir, with your country? January 16, what do we have in Lebanon? What climate?
And January.
Winter at that time.
Winter.
Winter, exactly. While in Australia, January 16 is midsummer. And look at all the forest fires that occur there. Okay, thank you, Samir. Now let's move on to the vocab words. Okay, first one, number 1, scorched. Jad, let me take you to the context. Scorched. What does the word scorched mean, Jad, by referring to paragraph 1? Anyone? Any volunteers? The word scorched.
Burned.
Totally burned, exactly, scorched, burned to ash. Okay. Now, word number 2. Word number 2, Adam, what are invertebrates? We just talked about them. What are invertebrates? Is Adam still there?
Yes, miss.
Yes. What are invertebrates? Invertebrates.
Group of animals.
Yeah, they are. What about them?
They don't have a spine.
Yes, they do not have a vertebral column. Yes. Can you give me an example, Adam, of an invertebrate?
Water.
Koala? No, a koala has a backbone. Celia?
Miss Butterfly.
Butterflies, exactly. Spiders, insects in general. Okay. Now, what does the word thrive mean? Celia, can you tell me what the word thrive means from context? It's in paragraph 7.
Thrive?
It's paragraph 7.
Yes. Continue to thrive like you grow up.
Exactly, continue to grow. They continue to live. Okay.
Yes.
Muhammad Watfa, what does the word mortality mean in paragraph 7? Kamil, mortality. Okay.
Yes, miss.
Mortality, what does the word mortality mean?
Death.
Death, exactly. Mortality rate means the death rate. Okay, now dehydration. Sharif, what does the word dehydration mean? Many animals, millions of animals died because of dehydration in the wildfires.
Miss dehydration, water. We need to get dehydrated to stay alive.
No, we need to get hydrated to stay alive. Okay, dehydration means what?
The process of not receiving water.
Yes, hydration is the process of receiving water. Dehydration is the process of losing water. D means losing, okay? Dehydration. Okay. Okay, good. For example, in this weather, most of us are probably almost dehydrated now if we're fasting. Okay. So last question, I hope we're able to go through it quickly. The bar graph below depicts the number of acres burned annually, meaning yearly, in California wildfires. Okay, first of all, an acre is 1,000, it's almost 1,000 square meters, okay? So let's take a look at the acres that were burned in California between 2010 and 2020. Who can analyze this? Fatima, how do we begin?
Yes. First, we have to compare 2010 2020, and then we have to say which one follows it, follows the highest.
Okay, so how do we begin the analysis?
First, with the topic sentence, the bar graph below depicts the number of acres burned annually in California wildfires.
Now,
it also shows that.
Okay, now my question, what can you conclude about the number of acres burning throughout the given years? Okay.
Should I continue?
Yes, please.
It also shows that in 2020, the number of acres burned were the highest compared to the other years, followed by 2018, followed by 2017, followed by 2015.
Okay.
Followed by 2012, and we continue till 2010.
Okay, good, Fatima. Instead of saying followed by, every time you say 2020 followed by 2018, comma, 2017, comma, 2015, respectively. Okay, if you don't want to repeat followed by. Okay, now what do you conclude? You analyzed, you did the second part. What do you conclude? Let's see, Sharif, what do you conclude about the number of acres burning throughout the year? So you have to look here and you have to look here. Okay, look at the chart. If it's a line chart, look at what's happening. First of all, okay, it's fluctuating and then there's a sharp increase. So what do we conclude about the number of wildfires, about the number of acres burned? Okay, time is up.
Asking me, miss?
Yes. What do you conclude about the number of acres burned?